Hey guys, Coach Ryan from P3 coming back to you with another helpful video to get the most out of your training. Today, we're going to talk about reloads. Now, if you look at your training program, there is a week, about every 5 weeks, that's called a reload week. So what we're going to get into today is why it's in there, what it should look like, what the purpose is, and how it sets you up to get the most out of your training. So as we go through a course, a cycle of training, and your training is broken into cycles, very, very traditional sports science, periodization, tried and true way to do it, backed by 60 years of science. As we go through the weeks of a given cycle, you're improving, you're getting stronger, you're getting better at the movements, your body composition is changing, but you're also accumulating a lot of fatigue. And at some point, that fatigue gets to be at the point where it impedes on future productive training. So what we need to do is we need to actually take an easy week to reload you for more productive training. And so we can see that accumulation of fatigue kind of show itself in a variety of ways. Number one, it can be physical fatigue, which can be shown as you can't hit your rep targets. No matter how hard you try, you're taking everything to failure based on your data from the previous week. If you have more than one session in a row like that, it's often an indication that it's probably time to take a deload week. This also can be shown in things like sleep disruption, your libido is off, your desire to train is down, your motivation is down, especially compared to when you started. All those things can be an indication that it might be time for a reload week. Some of that is physical, right? So that would be like physically you can't recover enough to beat your previous week's numbers. It also could take the form of like you're having some joint or connective tissue fatigue. Those things, your joints and your connective tissues, heal more slowly than your muscles. So if you might be able to do like bench press on Monday and your pecs are sore on Tuesday and Wednesday, but they're recovered on Thursday so that you can do, say, dumbbell bench press. Your joints and connective tissues don't recover as quickly, so they often need a full week of light training to kind of get back to baseline. Your psychology also doesn't recover as quickly, so you may require a week of lighter, easier training, less time in the gym to sort of recharge and reset yourself, get you back to baseline so you can have another sort of 5-week or 4-week cycle of very, very productive training. What does this look like? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring your set volume down. So you're going to notice that, week 5 or say the last week of a given cycle, you were maybe doing 4 sets of everything. You're in the gym for a pretty long time, the longest time you've been there. We're going to bring all that down to 1 or 2 working sets. And the goal here is to get you enough good work in to preserve the progress you've made, the adaptations you've made, the muscle you've built, the body composition change that you've got underway, while still allowing you to kind of let off that fatigue and let the steam out of the tank, so to speak. Your reps are going to come down. So as opposed to trying to hit very, very difficult rep targets in, say, the last week of your cycle, we're going to do set reps. And usually they're going to be about half the number that you did the previous week. Your weight is going to come down. There's a couple different ways to do this. How we've baked it into the system is it's going to be about half of the poundage that you did your last week of the cycle. There are other ways to do it. It's not one size fits all, but that's a really effective way to preserve your technique, to keep you sharp, to make sure we preserve all the muscle that you've built while allowing your fatigue, both physical and psychological, to come back down to baseline. The third thing that we're going to look to do in a reload week is to resensitize you for future cycles of productive training. Ultimately, we come into the gym because we want to achieve a certain result. We have goals in our head that we want to achieve, and those are unique to you. The reality is as you train, your body gets more and more used to it and more desensitized to training. So at some point, we need to step back and we need to resensitize your body so that we can get the most out of it. Taking a week of low volume, relatively easy training does that. You'll notice as you move into your next cycle of training that your volumes start in the week 1, so cycle 2, week 1, are much lower. and that you're still really sore from those volumes, that is no accident. It's almost like magic. So the process of taking a reload week allows your body, allows your musculature to get used to and be sensitive to training again, so we can get the most out of our next cycle. So physical, psychological, and resensitization are the big things that we want to hit in a reload week. Common question, can I just take the week off? Yeah, you can. The reality, though, is it's far more productive to take a reload week in terms of preserving your technique, keeping your technique sharp so you can be safe and get the most out of your training, and preserving all that muscle that you've built and body composition change that you've put into place than taking a week off. You certainly can. It's not the optimal way to do it. So that's reload week. If you have found this to be informative, make sure you give this video a like. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss videos like this, so you can make sure you get the most out of your training. Make sure you comment below if you have a question. One of us, either me or one of the other coaches, will address it. We'll see you soon.